when he was still a young man. Today's featured star obtained degrees in medicine, philosophy, natural theology, mathematics, physics, computer science, engineering, and biology. Whew! 8 disciplines in total. And if that wasn't enough, he used the knowledge he acquired to make sacrifices that benefited the entire universe. His engineering helped resolve an energy crisis that plagued the planet for multiple amber eras. And what about medicine? His serum rid people of the torment of lithogenesis, the king of diseases. And the list goes on. Jack of all trades and master of them too. It's the universe's one and only Dr. Ratio. I wonder if the good doctor's got a doctorate in all his disciplines.
Perhaps I can help you further understand this gentleman. I had the fortune of conversing with him in person. In Dr. Ratio's eyes, ignorance is the universe's most significant ailment, one which he aims to cure through the dissemination of knowledge.
Oh, so ignorance is a disease?
I personally find this sort of wording unhelpful. All of us, including myself, are ignorant of something.
I was worried for a second. Mr. Screwlum, I feel like I'm getting smarter just listening to you. Dr. Ratio is an imaginary type character following the path of the hunt. His talents are matched only by his diligence, and he can often be seen lost in thought.
Dr. Ratio believes that mind is might.
So that's what that means. Dr. Ratio's basic attack deals imaginary damage based on his attack power. When using his skill, he deals imaginary damage based on his attack to a single target.
Knowledge is acquired over time, and Dr. Ratio has spent ample time acquiring it.
You got that right. Dr. Ratio's skill has a chance of triggering his talent. The greater the number of debuffs afflicting the target, the higher that chance. Once his talent is triggered, Dr. Ratio will carry out a follow-up attack. When the target has 3 or more debuffs, the doctor's talent has a 100% chance of triggering. Let's say the probability of talent activation is Y. If X is the number of enemy debuffs, and the base chance of triggering the talent is N1, and each negative effect on the enemy boosts the odds by N2, then the formula for the trigger is Y equals N1 plus N2 times X.
Mr. Owlbird, what a fast learner you are.
Stop, but keep going.
It appears Dr. Ratio's enthusiasm for knowledge has had an effect on you.
Maybe it's smart to rub it off on me. Earning 8 doctoral degrees is no easy feat, folks, meaning Dr. Ratio's efficiency must be insane. A great example of this is his highly efficient multitasking approach. When using his skill, Dr. Ratio boosts his crit rate and crit damage based on the number of debuffs on the target enemy. The more debuffs the enemy has, the greater the increase. Although there is a limit to how many times this effect can stack. Dr. Ratio's ultimate causes imaginary damage based on his attack power, but it also inflicts Wise Man's Folly on the target. If an ally hits an enemy inflicted with this effect, Dr. Ratio performs an additional talent attack on that enemy. There is a cap on how many times this can be triggered, but every time Dr. Ratio uses his ultimate, the count resets.
Knowledge is boundless.
Ain't that the truth? Dr. Ratio hates being bothered when he's deep in thought. His technique creates a dimension which taunts enemies within it. Plus, there's a chance taunted enemies will have their speed reduced entering combat. It's as if they think the statue is Dr. Ratio and they ignore the real him. It's time for class. Let's see who today's star student is. Oh, it's our good friend, the Stormbringer. Dr. Ratio uses his technique to kick things off.
Dr. Ratio embraces the philosophy of education for all. This includes enemies.
A debuff right off the bat. Looks like someone's keen to learn. Dr. Ratio's skill ushers in a world of knowledge for our diligent student. These teaching assistants are a massive help. Watch his ass to attack the Stormbringer, causing them to burn, while Don Hung uses his skill to inflict a slow debuff. Woo! With 3 debuffs already on the Stormbringer, Dr. Ratio makes a quick calculation and uses his skill again. Given that his talent is now guaranteed to trigger, he immediately launches a follow-up attack on the target.
With the intellect of organic entities, can one deduce certain outcomes from uncertain premises? Theoretically, it is possible.
Dr. Ratio hates wasting time, so he doesn't hesitate to use his ultimate, placing Wise Man's Folly on the Stormbringer. With Wise Man's Folly active, every time our adjunct professors school the Stormbringer, Dr. Ratio launches a follow-up attack. By working with his tenured colleagues, Dr. Ratio has brought today's lesson to a close. And it looks like our student had a fruitful learning experience, too. All right, that's a wrap.
The distinctive manner in which organic life forms pass down knowledge and wisdom invariably yields substantial benefits for me.
Oh, I wish I was as smart as you geniuses. Any tips to make myself a little smarter?
There is one option that may be suitable. Conjecture. You will not appreciate it.
Come on, let's hear it.
Method 1. Brain surgery.
Any less invasive methods that might work?
Method 2. Fastidious studying.
On second thoughts, you got a number for that surgeon?